Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining again. Another fantastic episode of the Houston Rockets H-Town Rundown. I got my boy Donte here. I got my boy Ryan here. Let's jump right into that. What's good, everybody? Thank you again for joining us today, guys, on another lovely Friday afternoon. I got my boy Ryan. I got my boy Donte, man. Let's start with Ryan, bro. How are you?
Well, I'm fantastic. And for those who are listening and do not know what has happened this week, I secured an internship with Rockets on Sports Illustrated, so I'll be writing for them from September to next September. So if you get on internship, expect 4 stories a week, including pregame and postgame stories.
Let's go. That's huge for our boy Ryan, man. We are Sports Illustrated, right? That's so cool. That's so cool to have that kind of thing going on for college, man. Donte, brother, how are you, man? What's good?
Every day I hear about the Houston Rockets, I get happy. And every time we got a show, I get happy. Just winning basketball is back. It just feel good. We all as Rockets fans should feel great that winning is back in Houston. I know we didn't make the play-in tournament or playoffs, but 41-41, knowing that we can compete and with any team and in the tough Western Conference, we should all be excited. And like I said, man, I'm just excited, man. I'm just happy that the schedule is out. And, one thing I missed more, I don't miss it, but this is going to be a joke. So don't nobody take this as a, thing. Steven Silas getting beat by 40 and he just do this and give people pats on the ass. That's one thing I laughed and smile about. I'm saying we literally getting drove by 40 or 30 or, at least 20 each and every game and watch teams come from behind in the second half. And you just still got the audacity to be clapping and patting people on the butt. And we just getting drove. But other than that, I'm excited. Let's do the show.
For sure, man. For sure. Let's start off with we got a lot to talk about today. So the regular season dropped, the regular season schedule dropped, and the in-season tournament dropped. I'll leave it up to you guys today. What do we want to start with first? There's plenty of schedules to talk about, but what do you guys want to talk about first? Ryan, man, what do you feel?
Well, I think that to start off our season I'm pretty sure this is our first home game. I think this is our first season opener at home since I believe 2019. AD, you're doing a good job at pissing me off already.
AD, I just wanted to start it off pissing people off about Steven Silas because I know that makes our boy AK pretty mad every time you think about it. But while we were just getting our behinds clapped, our heads cracked every single night because of that. That's
Someone was getting cracked. I'll say that.
And you just actually be smiling and be happy about that.
I'm just looking at our schedule quickly, and I'm noticing that we play San Antonio 3 times, and I think the first 10. Whoo!
It's gonna be tough.
Wemby versus Şengün, or let me rephrase that. Şengün versus Wemby.
There you go.
Wemby, bro. He's going to get rattled by Şengün this season.
He did last year. We saw what the Wizard did to him.
Yeah, no. Şengün's going to have a 50-20 game on Wemby this year, not 45-10.
He locking it in. Go to FanDuel right now.
I'm not locking that one in.
It's definitely going to be a show. It's definitely going to be a show.
Our first 5 games, it looks like we have Charlotte, Memphis, San Antonio, Dallas. I think all 5 of those games are winnable, except 100%. For potentially Dallas. I think Dallas we're going to lose to, but I think we'll start off 4-1, hopefully.
Yeah. That's actually a great place to start. I mean, like you said, we faced the Hornets and Grizzlies, right? And like you said, it's going to be the first home opener since James Harden, right, in 2019. That's absolutely crazy to say. And then that's
we made it. No more Silas Story.
no more.
We did it.
But then we faced the Grizzlies, and let's be honest, the Grizzlies are going to be hungry. They got a new rookie. John Morant's coming back full effect. They got Jaren Jackson Jr. That's going to be a loaded team to handle, And then on the back-to-back of that, the next day we face San Antonio and their house. That's going to be a tough game. I think if we're going to drop a game within the first 4, it's probably that second night of back-to-back against San Antonio.
I don't know. But there is one thing about our schedule I want to bring up that kind of throws me off a little bit. We only have 3 games between ESPN and TNT this entire season.
Really?
That really throws me off. And we have a few on NBA TV. I think we have like 11 or 12, maybe 13, maybe more. I don't know. Something give or take national televised games, but only 3 between TNT and ESPN. It seems off to me. I think last season we proved that we can at least have 6 or 7 throughout the entire season, but we'll get more in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's definitely for sure.
We're gonna earn our spots with them this season.
Yeah. I mean, we're gonna have to at this point. The disrespect is still real. Apparently, we should be one of the perennial young teams in the league, especially going with what's going on and how we are progressing as a team and what we've done to really grow from the Silas era. I think last year we did a lot of improving all around. I mean, like kind of what we discussed last time. Players wanted to come here, despite it being players like Dylan Brooks, he rather signed with us instead of the Dallas Mavericks, which I think
Dylan Brooks is still a great addition that we brought into the team.
100%. And then on top of that, obviously our greatest addition last year was Fred VanVleet, player-wise, and having him be willing to take, obviously an absurd amount of money, but he still left the culture to come join us and play for, at the time was what are we kind of doing? What are we looking like? Ime's back, but what's he going to look like kind of coach? And I think obviously it was a good idea. Now, obviously we're going to talk about, later some of the things that happened over the offseason this year, but some of the growth we're hoping to see is going to be proving that we deserve to be on a lot of these national teams, right? Or like the national showings, right? We're going to see and improve that we need to be here. We belong there. Stop putting LA up there because we know they just lose it anyway. All right? I'm tired of that. But I do want to see, some actual teams. Right.
That the addition of Fred VanVleet and Dylan Brooks, it shows something about those players that ESPN and TNT obviously have not seen yet. Potential.
Yeah. 100%. That's a fantastic thing. Donte, man, do you have any input about the regular season schedule? I mean, we talk about the first few here, but later on after the Mavs, we face Golden State at home. We got the Knicks, San Antonio again on November.
Oh yeah, I got we was talking about it in the round robin thing the other day. I think at least 7-4 throughout the first couple of games. Charlotte, Memphis, but I think something iffy about that Memphis team because again, Memphis is way better with Ja Morant on that team.
Way better.
You just seen how they played last year. They was nearly down there unstoppable with that dude up on the team. He come back against New Orleans. He beats New Orleans on the game-winning layup immediately. It just shows his value of that team and what that team is could be with him. And it just shows the team is not good, it's bad without him. So I'll still give us the advantage at home, but we also is a better team, probably a better team than last year. San Antonio, at San Antonio, they're always going to play us tough. Mavericks, I think we'll lose that game in Dallas. Even though we should have beat them last year pretty much at the tail end of the year. The Warriors, if it's any year that we beat the Warriors, it should be this year.
Yeah.
That could really be no excuses. If it's any year we finally can go out here and beat the Warriors.
It's this year.
It's this year.
It will be this year.
I give us the dub against them.
And also, sorry to interrupt Donte, but one thing the Warriors don't have that always works for them against us for some reason is Klay Thompson.
Yes! The Rockets killer is coming.
Yep. Yeah, so I think like we go into the Warriors game 5-1. We beat the Warriors.
However,
go ahead.
This means the Mavericks now have 2 Rockets killers.
Mhm.
Tim Hardaway Jr. and Klay Thompson.
Like, we don't even gonna talk about TH.
And like the Knicks, I think we'll lose to that game. I think we beat San Antonio. Go to Oklahoma City. I think we lose Oklahoma City the first time at Oklahoma City. We beat Detroit. We beat Washington. We beat the Clippers the first time, and I think we lose to them the second time. We beat the Bulls, and I think we beat the Bucks. So, like I said, I think we can go. I think we can at least throughout these first game, we can at least be 11 and at least 5, 11 and 5, or 11 and by 4. I think.
Okay, Donte, I want to throw a question at you.
Go ahead.
Why do you think we beat the Bucks? Because that's a top 5 team in the league, and that's a very,
We
very.
beat them last year. We beat that same team last year. I know it's a different year, but we always split with the Milwaukee Bucks. We always have success with them at home, and then we lose to them on the road. Even though the Milwaukee Bucks could be a top tier team in the Eastern Conference, I just think us being at home, that's a good advantage. But also, our players is better. Our team is probably even better than last year. Even we got the same players, we're running it back, but we got Reed Shepherd this time. That's the only change of everything else. We didn't make no significant moves. It's basically the same team that we're running it back with. So in Milwaukee, they really didn't make no significant moves either. So it's basically both teams are really the same caliber team. It's just we just added Reed Shepherd.
Yeah, and that's a fantastic point, Donte. I wanna add on to that real quick.
Yeah.
Another thing that's gonna be interesting is like obviously like Dame. That's the big thing is like Dame
Yeah.
with Giannis, right? That was supposed to be the unstoppable duo and whatnot. But Dame for the last 2.5, 3 years has been on and off the court. Some of the health issues, and he got injured in the playoffs again. And not to mention Giannis, who at the end of the season, right in the playoffs, he went down. Right, it's the only reason the Pacers beat the Bucks is because Giannis was down, honestly. But another reason is that like Giannis just got done playing in the Olympics, didn't he? Did he just play in the Olympics?
No, he didn't play. I think he did. He did.
He played in the Olympics. He just lost to Jokic.
No, Greece did not make it through. They did not make it into the Olympics.
They didn't make the qualifiers. Okay, regardless, so Giannis just got done, right? Maybe 3 weeks ago, a month ago, of playing some hard basketball to try to meet the qualifiers, right? Doing everything he can. So I don't know how much rest time he's going to have, really, because now, like, starting 2 weeks ago and forward is kind of like ramp yourself up, right? And then we got training camp coming up, right? And we'll talk about Jalen's training camp here soon. This is the time to start getting it together, right? So it's going to be interesting, kind of seeing, especially because we faced them in November, right? What is that team going to look like? Is that going to be something we're even afraid of at that point? And it's nothing against, Giannis or Dame. It's like, are they going to take it as a rest day? What's their team going to look like? What's the roster looking like at that point? And who's resting, I think, is really what's going to happen. And what kind of physical impairments are they going to have upon themselves? But Donte, I think you're right. I think this Bucks team is one that, we usually split, right? But I think this is one that we can definitely win. On the Rockets webpage, it says that it's an away game for us. So it looks like we're playing at the Bucks home. But regardless, even if we are playing in Milwaukee, I don't see why we wouldn't pop out for this team, especially with kind of some of the narratives, right? Jabari turning into a locksmith a couple of years ago, watching him do what he did against Giannis was absolutely crazy. And then Jalen ends up having a pretty solid game against them, as long as Şengün. So I'm interested to see what kind of tactics we'll employ against one of the best players in the league, in Giannis Antetokounmpo and then Damian Lillard. But I mean, going 11-4 in the first 15 isn't completely. I mean, it's within our grasp. I think there's going to be a lot of teams.
4 in our first 15.
Yeah, 11-4 in our first 15. Yeah.
Oh, as much as I want to think that's real, I just don't think that we can do it.
Listen to the logic here. Listen to the logic. The issue is, yes, we likely end up dropping one to San Antonio. I think in the first 3 that we played them, we probably dropped 1. I also think we're going to play the Grizzlies, right? I think that's going to be tough decider. That's a maybe, right? But I think we can beat Dallas in their home on the 31st. I really think we can. The reason is,
I'm with Preston. I don't think that's a tough gift to ask. I know Dallas is definitely capable of beating us, but
for sure,
we capable of beating them. We just ain't get the job done. I mean, if you close it in any type of game, with a good team, you can beat that team. Like we were close in the
100%.
game with Dallas. We were close in the game. Outside that game that we played in Toyota Center, where we got
Don't remind me.
We got scraped because Dallas was hot the whole time, and then somehow we played one-on-one all day with Luka, and he was just hitting shots. That you look back at the other Dallas game when baby Donte Exum put it in the overtime. We were in the game until that technical foul happened. Until Thompson got threw out the game for that lock. So we was in the game, like we were close in the game. We can make it happen. I can see a way we can go 11-5 and 11-4. I can see that way. The way the schedule is made. Actually,
I think we only beat them if we get the 2024 NBA Finals Dallas Mavericks team. I don't think we beat them.
My theory on beating them is that Klay Thompson is going to be a new enough addition at that point, the 31st, because I believe that's only like that's the 8th game. Let me do some quick.
You think he throws their chemistry off a little bit? Is that what you're saying?
That's going to be their 5th game actually.
Yeah.
I think it's just working in a new player to a new system. That's all it is. It's not that.
It's also the timing. It's also the timing when you play the squads. When you play them, it's also when you the timing. Like Dallas right now, we play them like the 4th game, fifth game of the year. That's the timing to catch Dallas right there.
Okay, so now here's my thing. If we're going to talk about timing, right? Not to be a Debbie Downer about the Rockets, but last season we did not start off well, but we ended really good.
Yeah.
Towards the end of the season, at least, we're really good. The end of this season, not great. I think that we have a pattern of consistently not starting off hot. And if we're not hot and the Mavericks aren't hot, I think we still lose. And I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer about our team because I love the Rockets, but it's the honesty. It's what history tends to repeat itself with this type of stuff.
You know, I'm gonna have to disagree with you, Ryan. I really think here this is the opportunity because
I agree.
Regardless,
this is the season. I agree.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, if history repeats itself, which is likely, that's what ends up happening.
For sure. There are trends and patterns, ebbs and woes of things that do happen. I don't know. I have a feeling. I have a very strong feeling. Plus,
maybe we can get like a Ned Thompson 2019, 2020 Russell Westbrook game opener against the Bucks. Maybe we can have that then we'll start off hot.
That would be intense. I have a feeling about the team, the things they've been doing during the offseason, how it's going to come together, how everyone's been working together a lot over the offseason. People have been doing camps over the offseason. And yes, Jalen's done things. Yeah, Jalen has done like off-season camps before for like his kid, like and whatnot. But it's definitely going to be interesting to see how they end up showing up this season. I really think that there's going to be a difference in how a lot of things are made and talked about. And I think Ime is going to instill some stuff in them, and not to mention Dallas is also a notorious slow starting team. I'm not saying that our low is higher than their lows, but I mean there was a lot of luck to beat us.
Both lows are low.
Games, both lows are low for sure.
I think Ime. I agree. He's going to instill the win now. That's the type of player, this coach he is. He's let's win now.
With Dallas, I think there's an inherent rivalry, right? Being in the same state as this team, it's we don't give up.
You mean Oklahoma?
We don't give up who is on that team. They lose it, right? I mean, you saw how Ime talked to LeBron, an all-time great. And he told him to stop crying. What other coach has said that to LeBron? You know what I mean? Like realistically, because the last time someone told LeBron to stop crying, I'm pretty sure that was Mario Chambers while he was on the Heat, and that was it.
Otherwise,
Mario Chalmers.
Chalmers. Thank you.
Mario Chambers, my new favorite NBA player of all time.
Like it's in that was a discussion, for another time. But like Ime ain't no. He ain't afraid, man. He ain't no, you know what I mean? And I think
he
that
is
energy.
Not a child.
Yeah.
He's not a dog.
Yeah. Hey, and soft. Yeah. Rockets. Shout out Rockets propaganda from the Rockets round robin, by the way. Facts. Talking about LeBron. of course. But I do think that this Mavericks game I think is going to be really really interesting. Now last year I think we started 0-3 and then we won 3 straight and then we lost 3 straight and then we ended up winning 3 straight. I think
didn't we win 6 in a row to start the season at some point? Like
no, I think that was after the second 0-3 streak because we ended up winning or losing 3, winning 3, losing 3, and then there was like some minor streak after that we had.
Yeah, wasn't it like
where
6?
we were at the top. So I think yeah, it was 5 or 6 after the second losing streak. But my thing is I don't know if we're gonna have that kind of that little difference that we had there last time. I know it's gonna be a little bit different. But regardless, I do think that this Mavericks game is completely within our grasp. Now I'm not saying it's a guaranteed win, but I do think it's a very winnable game just based on Luka, notorious slow starter, right? Klay Thompson, we don't know what that's going to look like at all.
0 for 10. 0 for 10.
Yeah, 0 for 10. You're going to start off where you left off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe the Mavericks will start how Klay Thompson left.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. That works for us.
I think any NBA fan should be okay with that.
Mm-hmm. And not to mention, 2 years ago, the Mavs made, or 3 years ago, the Mavs made the Western Conference Finals, lost to Golden State, right? Then the next year, they didn't even make the playoffs with Kyrie and Luka. I just want to put that out there. So this year, or I guess last year, right? They ended up going to the finals. But what's this going to look like, right? You added another addition. You lost Derrick Jones Jr., who was huge for you in the playoffs. I mean, massive athletic build. So I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. But enough of Dallas. Facing other teams, right? I think we face after Dallas the Golden State Warriors November 2nd, completely winnable. Like Donte said, completely winnable. This is the game we need to win. Like if I had to choose between Dallas and Golden State, winning against Golden State I think means a lot, especially because we haven't beat them since 2020.
It makes my inner child happy.
Yeah.
It makes elementary school, middle school Ryan Diamond extremely happy.
We need to win that game. And then going forward, we face the Knicks, San Antonio, and OKC. The Knicks, I think, is an iffy game. I mean, it's a super team of role players over there, but it could be fantastic. Could be really electric. And I mean, no disrespect to the Knicks, they just don't have.
I don't know if we get the Knicks. I think the Knicks are a contender this year.
They're a good team.
I think that they are a contender. Hot take. They are a contender.
And then obviously
it's a hot take that they are a contender. I think it's a good take that they are a contender. In the Eastern Conference, I believe they're a contender.
Right.
Eastern Conference, the only team I think that's better than them is Boston. I mean, yep. I think they're definitely a contender in the East.
You think the Knicks are better than the Bucks?
Yes.
Yes. And Philadelphia. I think they're better than
Philly. Yeah, for sure. We already know. We saw Paul George's knees be Swiss cheese.
Yeah,
I mean, they have Jared McCain dancing on the sideline and podcast P. I mean,
yeah, it's over. They're cooked over there.
They're cooked, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I really think this Pistons team is beatable. Obviously.
Oh, really?
They got Smiley over there. We got the Wizards next after them, and I'm not too worried about that. I mean, we saw what Jalen did to them. No pun intended, but he straight gave them pipe. And then later on, we faced the Clippers, and then the next game after that, that's our opener for the West Group A in-season tournament. Now, we only talked about the first 15, 18 or so games in the season, but I am interested to kind of pivot here a little bit. What do you think of the in-season tournament? I want to start off with Donte here. What are your thoughts on the in-season tournament? Now, our teams we play are the Wolves, Clippers, Sacramento, and the Trailblazers. Do you think this is a team, a group that we could win out of? I mean, the only team I see as a threat is really the Wolves in here, but I mean, it's not like the Clippers ain't no fool either. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see us winning it, but I think the Timberwolves is slightly better than we are at that moment. So I can see them coming up out of that group. But it is a favorable group that we can win, that I think we can beat, even though, adding DeMar DeRozan is a plus for Sacramento, alone having Sabonis over there. But I mean, again, I'm not scared to play Sacramento. But other than that, I think it's a winnable group, but Minnesota is just maybe that better team than we are. Though, am I shocked if we do beat Minnesota? No, I wouldn't be, because this team and Ime Udoka just know how to make the adjustments he needs to make. He know how to push the team buttons to make them play the right way. And so, will I be shocked if we beat Minnesota? No, but I also think Minnesota is probably a better team than we are. I can see Minnesota surviving the group, but I wouldn't be surprised if we beat everybody else in the group outside of Minnesota.
Yeah. We start off like I said with Clippers on the 12th, and then we play looks like on the 22nd the Trailblazers, then the Wolves following, and then the Kings. I really think we start out 2-0 against the Clippers and Trailblazers. I don't know. I just it's not that I don't have faith in the Clippers in the West, but like, one, we got to get a revenge for last season. All right, Jae'Sean Tate, you ain't playing a single minute in this game. I'll tell you that. All right, that is an immediate showing. But then, not to mention some other things going on, we are not about to lose to the Kings. Okay, after what they did to us last year, okay, they really thought they was something. They tried to get in ahead a little bit, and we whooped them 3-0. Okay, there's a Kings guy out there right now who dropped an article on Twitter. You guys can go check it out. I don't have the exact profile, but Frank at Apathetic, he ended up posting it, talking about the reason why they hate the Rockets. So not only do we have a target on our back, but they also went and got their boy DeMar DeRozan, who tried to talk and push our boy Jalen.
No, he tried to murder Jalen.
He did. He really attempted murder, and we still whooped him.
Should have been charged for it legally.
and I don't know. I mean, I'm not too worried. I'm not too worried about it. Obviously, the Trailblazers. I mean, do I need to say anything about that? I think that's pretty obvious. The Wolves are the only team out of this that we look at and say, maybe. Obviously, we have to shout out, but I think there's a realistic option where we could go 4-0, like realistically. But I don't know. I mean, the Wolves are a really good team. They're the most, I think, in the league, probably the most well put together, being able to do a bit of everything on the court, up and down. Fantastic defenders. You've got great scoring options, fantastic playmaking options.
Jason Nix.
Is he really part of the team?
Yes.
He's like their G League guy.
He's on their roster.
We don't count. But overall, they're a fantastic team. So I'll start with you, Ryan. What are your thoughts of the in-season tournament now, and how well do you think we can do?
All right. Well, here's my actual thoughts on the in-season tournament itself. I don't like it. I'm not a fan of it.
Oh, why's that?
What I think it does do for our team is that it really tests our grit and our grind, because as we saw last season, I think the games became a little bit more competitive. It kind of started to look like the bubble, where every game was coming down to the last shot. And we saw Fred VanVleet's game winner against the Pelicans. That was crazy. And I think that's really what it does for us. It tests how good we can be, especially at the beginning of the season, or close after the beginning. So I want to see us win. I care more about our record than I do the in-season tournament. I also care to see what our potential can be when it comes down into the clutch.
For sure.
So
for sure.
That's really what I think about it too much. I don't care to go far in the in-season tournament. It doesn't do much for the team itself.
We get a ring though. We get a little trophy. We get a little
not the finals trophy. It's not the
we get a little
finals.
banner. We can hang up.
No.
He said no. Ryan's not a fan. I'm interested though. Overall, why are you not a fan of the in-season tournament?
Just useless. I mean, it doesn't. Sure, it gives people that are making millions of dollars $500K. Great. What do they need that money for? I need it more. Give it to me.
Think about it though.
No, okay, that's not why I don't like it. I just don't like it because I think the NBA is just changing a little bit too much with the new CBA and the new contracts and the new television contract as well without TNT. I think they're trying to take it away from fans and really just make it more about the money.
It does feel like that.
I think that's part of what the in-season tournament is as well, with a lot of advertisements they got for it. I'm not for it.
Wow. I respect the honesty. Though. Donte, man, in-season tournament, what are your thoughts?
To be honest, like I said, I thought the in-season tournament was really good, man. Last year, I thought it was some competitive games. I mean, I enjoy watching a lot of competitive basketball. And again, it's going to be exciting, I think, to see this year. And again, just to see what our guys. I know. Like I say, we want at the end of the day, we trying to make the playoffs, and winning this in-season tournament definitely will help us out. But the main goal, is for every single squad to win a title. I don't think we're in that range yet where we can win a real NBA championship, but this would definitely help the team, like boost the confidence going forward, knowing that hey, we can compete with any squad out there. It doesn't matter who it is. So I think I like the in season tournament, man. It was very good last year. Saw the Warriors and OKC play a great game, man. You saw the Pacers, get on a run in the in-season tournament. So again, it was a lot of great games. Even the Rockets and Clippers game was good.
That was a really good game.
That was a really good game. The Pelicans was a really good game. Even we was up throughout that whole game, and Fred VanVleet was struggling throughout the whole game and just doing a lot of shot chucking, but he hit the two biggest shots in the game to win the game. He hit the corner 3-pointer, and he hit the top of the key 3-pointer to help win the game after he was struggling throughout the whole game. So the in-season tournament was competitive as hell, man. I enjoyed that.
Right. And I want to piggyback off of what Donte is saying about the in-season tournament being competitive. My personal favorite basketball that I've watched in the NBA was the bubble. I think the bubble was super competitive. Every game was coming down to the wire. It was nothing but basketball, and that's it.
TJ Warren looked like Jordan out there. Oh, yeah, Ryan is gone for a moment. All right, guys.
I'm back. So now I'm going to finish off what I was saying. I think that the in-season tournament, I love the competitiveness. I think that's, like I said, that's what's going to test the Rockets this year. And I think that's what will really show us our potential.
Yeah, I think during this time, not that it's going to – winning this, it doesn't, mean anything. It's just kind of fun. But during this, it does make teams competitive, winning for something, even if it is, $500K. There's a lot of players in the league that aren't making $1 million, they're making the 800, 900,000, and that's like half their salary.
Three of us are making 800, 900,000 as it is combined.
Yeah. But you know what I'm saying, right? That's like half their salary for them to win that kind of money, right? And if it makes them play a little bit harder, then it keeps the early bit of the season really competitive, right? It really brings that great grind, and eventually as it goes on, they'll probably have to increase the cash prize and all that at some point, But for right now, we saw what it did for the Lakers team. That Lakers team was hot in the in-season tournament, and they were hot for a little bit after that. Probably up until I want to say a little bit late November. Correct me if I'm wrong.
It really tests a team and what they can be.
Yep.
Look at the Pacers. It tested the Pacers, and look what the Pacers did this year in the playoffs. Yeah. It shows the potential of a team, and that's the one thing that I really do enjoy about it.
And I really think, if we're going to be real, I know an older team won the in-season tournament, but it feels like this is really tailored towards the young guys and the young teams, right? There were a lot of the Pacers, a fantastic example, right, of just a bunch of young guys that were coming together, and they were phenomenal. I think this is before they acquired Pascal Siakam even, right? And they were, arguably, the top 4 team during that entire time. They were so phenomenal. Tyrese Halliburton was, electric, just otherworldly. Anthony Edwards was phenomenal during this time. And players even like Devin Booker were still standing out pretty well, we don't talk about Bradley Beal, but otherwise it was a fantastic showing. And I really think that if this continues, it's going to show other teams going on forward what they can really be, kind of like you said. But I really think this is kind of geared towards some of the younger teams, right? I think this is supposed to be hey, this is what it feels like to be in playoff atmosphere. This is what it's like.
Now that we're talking about the in-season tournament, what teams do we think win it? Both of y'all say one team. Who do you think's winning?
It's probably the Wolves.
Donte?
What was the question?
Who do you think's winning the in-season tournament? You get one choice.
One choice. I'm going to go Boston will be a cop out, so I won't say Boston, but I'm gonna go with a squad. I'm gonna go with the Knicks. I'm gonna go with the Knicks. Yes, I'm gonna go with the Knicks.
No, that's a good take.
I'm gonna go with the Knicks.
I agree.
I didn't want to say Boston, man. I didn't want to go with a team outside of Boston.
Well, I think the Knicks really are the definition of grit and grind. And I think that's what the in-season tournament is. So I think that's a really good take.
For sure. That's not terrible. I went Wolves. Donte went Knicks. What about you, Brian?
I go with the Knicks as well.
Wow. Cheeser. He was waiting for someone to say a right answer. Look at that.
No,
we'll see, man. We will definitely see.
It's either going to be the Knicks or the Lakers again.
Man, the Lakers? I don't know about that.
I didn't know about it last season either.
Let's see. Who did the Knicks play? The Knicks play Sixers, Nets, Hornets, and Magic.
Yeah,
the win. That's crazy.
All they gotta beat is the Sixers, really.
Yeah, because the other three you can already just tack on there. I mean, that's already.
I'd actually really love to see a Knicks.
The Magic actually a good team too, though. But I think the Knicks are better than the Magic.
Yeah, the Knicks are just a lot more experienced, I think, at this point in their time. And I do like Poncheros over there, but I think they're just it's not the experience.
Banchero is the most underrated number 1 pick of all time. Okay, not of all time, but that kid is so good.
Yeah.
He's rated as a 90 overall.
Yeah. And we never had really a chance to get the kid, bro. That's crazy.
It is unfortunate.
It's okay. We have Jabari Smith. What is everyone complaining about?
When you look at it, the draft, it led it up to us probably picking him because he was supposed to fall down to 3. And we didn't know, without us, when knowing that, you remember it was speculation that Jabari was going to be the number 1 pick, going to go to the Magic, and having Banchero come down to us would have been awesome. But the Magic just, that's what happens when you really don't say anything, when you don't know too much information. You just never know who's going to be the pick. And just like, hey, the Magic didn't say anything about who's going to be the number 1 pick, but you knew who Chet Holmgren was going to the whole time. You just knew Chet Holmgren was going to be the pick for OKC. You didn't know who was going to be picked for the Magic, and they got Banchero. But I'm happy with Jabari Smith, though. Not saying I'm not happy with him. Imagine Pablo being on the Houston Rockets.
I think Banchero is a good trade piece, or not Banchero. I think Jabari is a good trade piece one day. If it comes down to that point.
Say that again. Say that again.
Jabari Smith is a good trade piece if it comes down to that point.
I can't wait to clip that later. That is incredible.
Right?
Rockets fans.
I'll go back and clip it and put it on.
You got it.
Yeah. No
Preston,
context either.
It's about views. It's about media. This is how social media works.
This man on a Rockets podcast just said that Jabari Smith
views
is a trade piece. I can't wait for AD to hear that one. That's going to be interesting. Rockets fans, you know where to find him at Ryan Diam 15. Go attack this man right now. Jabari Smith Jr. is a phenomenal
piece. So good.
I mean, he's
actually no. I take that back. I don't think he's so good, but he has a lot of potential and he's good.
It's over. You're already cooked.
Yeah, I'm cooked.
I already feel the Twitter things going off right now. That's it. I'm already getting notifications. It's over.
Hey, no. When we talked about who we would trade, I said Jabari and John Glendale.
Oh man!
And this is where Rockets on Sports Illustrated cuts me.
Yeah,
for saying Jabari's a good trade piece.
Look, let's move on though to something kind of interesting, right? So we talked about a few things. I really hope that you guys can comment down below who you think is going to win the in-season tournament. You think Houston can do it? I'm very interested to see these comments this time. But my next question to you guys is more or less not a question, but something we should talk about is Jalen Green's camp. I was asking last podcast about where's the footage, what's going on. 2 days later, they dropped it.
We have the footage.
We have the footage. Boys, let's overreact real quick before we talk realistic stuff.
We are the greatest NBA team of all time.
We're the best team, man. Jalen Green was getting buckets. Everyone's getting. Did you see?
Bro,
now this is no offense,
tighter, bro.
Huh?
Jalen Green's dribble, it got tighter. It
looks nice.
So good.
It looks nice, man. He's been training with something.
He looked and he looked a lot more explosive too. Not like he was already not explosive, but he looks more explosive off the dribble, running through the lane with defenders.
he had that the thing that he struggled a lot on last year that I saw was like the splitting two defenders with his
Right.
dribble hand,
And I
right?
think it goes
He
back to
did
his
that.
dribble being tighter.
He did that effortlessly, multiple times. Phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. Do y'all see that Jabari Smith Jr. little thing he did to Şengün? Do you see that? Yeah, Şengün.
Little
That Şengün, I was
Şengün,
like, yeah, a little. That was
a
interesting.
little light something.
Yeah. Talking about the best trade piece. It is really interesting to see. It is interesting to see this. But Donte, man, we need your reaction, man. I mean, the Jalen Green camp was like, that was what we were looking for this offseason. Just everyone hooping, getting it. I mean, even to Reed Shepherd too, who was doing everything on the court. I think we got some good guys here. I think this is a good core we got going on. Donte, what are your thoughts,
Man, hey man, it was good to see them guys all in one camp just hooping, playing basketball. I'm not even gonna get into Jalen Green. I'm gonna get into Reed Shepherd. And
yes,
he was out there playing with the big boys. Y'all know when you saw Friday and you said the Mexicans told Smoke you smoke with the big boys. Now I'm smoking. That's how Reed Shepherd. That's how I looked at Reed Shepherd. That's how I looked at Reed Shepherd. Hey man, he out there with the big boys holding his own, making shots.
Blocking Şengün.
Jalen Green, it's good to see him build a camp, man. And it's just good to see the team down. It's just really good to see the guys participate and being down. That takes his leadership to a whole nother level. It's good to see him get buckets, but it's good to see, Demon Reed play with the big boys out there.
Yes.
Okay, now there's one thing that I do want to point out about this camp that really stood out to me. Amen Thompson.
I was just gonna say that. Yes, continue. Yes.
He got a jump shot.
No.
I'm not saying it's gonna go into the season. But there's signs of Amen Thompson having a jump shot. We're overreacting.
Amen Thompson
has a jump shot.
Ben Simmons shooting threes in the season. It's just not going to happen. But yes.
But no, Amen looks so good. Transition defense, transition offense, on-ball defense.
High IQ.
So good.
Mm-hmm. He was getting up too. I forget that we have like 3 of the top 7, 8 most athletic players in the league on our tean. Like Amen is just like, yeah. How's that make you feel? Like Amen is just like this, an athletic freak. It's absolutely insane. And we got that man at number 4. And then Cam Whitmore. Oh my gosh, that man. Baby, goes that man. Absolutely incredible player too. Another athletic, super, super athletic guy.
That was a really good impression, Preston.
Yeah, did you like that? But this camp I think speaks volumes, right? Like, let's just say it. This camp speaks volumes, not only to Jalen's leadership, right? Not only to the Houston Rockets community, right? To us as fans, showing that Jalen is kind of taking this leadership role, but also I think this is also something to the front office. Like, hey, I want to still be in Houston. I want to still be here for this team, and I'm gonna do whatever it takes to still be on this team. I think this is less of an ego thing too, right? Because before, like, let's be honest, Jalen got a little bit of an ego. You got a little bit of an ego. That's okay to say that, This, I think, was very selfless. He didn't say, yeah, this is my camp and I'm the best and this is how it's going to go.
No, he
hosted the camp.
Huh? He did this to show how much he improved over the offseason.
Oh, for sure. I'm not saying that it doesn't have its own positive merits. I do think there is some Jalen merits to this, but I am saying that he's taking this camp as a team, showing them, hey, I'm here for you guys. Let's do this. Let's do this as a team. Because if he was just gonna show himself off, he wouldn't have done no team thing. He would have just posted his own workouts like Şengün was doing, and then that would have been it.
You know who I didn't see there at all? Jock Landale. But I saw Jae'Sean Tate there.
Landale was busy.
And Jae'Sean Tate somehow ended up looking good. I don't know how.
So that's surprising. He looked good at a practice, and he looked good at the. Does it surprise you? Does that really surprise?
We're talking about practice here.
Huh?
We're talking about practice.
I know we talking about practice, and we talking about the way he looked. He shot the lights out first start of the year last year, and then he became back to earth. Just fell right down to earth. And then when he shot that damn 3 versus Brooklyn, wasn't no more playing. He made dope. So no, you got to get your ass on the bench. You got to get over here. What he do, Preston? No, you got to come over here and sit next to us.
Get your ass on the bench.
Yeah,
he's trying to prove why he's a good trade piece.
What AD say? Hang on, I got it right here.
He gone.
There you go. He gone. We got to say that soundbite.
What did AD say?
He said he gone.
Oh yeah.
He gone.
No, you're out of here.
He said, "Hey, this bench right here. This is your new spot. Go ahead. Go get some water. Go get some towels. You're gonna be there for a minute."
Yep.
Yes, sir. Jason Tate didn't play a single game after that, did he?
I didn't. Not that I know if he didn't play.
I don't know, but I'm glad he did.
You want to know what he averaged last season?
Can I make a guess? Guess?
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say that he averaged. Okay, how many minutes is he playing a game? Does it say?
I'm getting there. 16 minutes a game.
So I'm saying he averaged
before you start. He played 65 games and started 9 of them.
Okay, so he averaged probably 5, 3, and 1.
You know what's disgusting? Go ahead.
I'm gonna say he averaged about. I think it's a higher number than I think, but I'm gonna say 7 points per game. I'm gonna at least say 7 or 6 points per game. See, I'm gonna go with 6.
Both you guys are wrong. He averaged 4 points a game.
Okay.
Oh, that's what I was gonna go with.
4 points, 3 boards, an assist.
Oh, I was right.
Shot 67% from the free throw line.
Oh,
29% from 3, and 47% from the field. That's our boy. Ever since last step back 3 against Brooklyn, that man did not touch the flow again. That sounds about right. 17 games left to go. Yeah. He also averaged more fouls than he did assists. That's incredible.
Well, I mean, he's a good trade piece.
I'm not going to disagree with you on that one.
He's a great trade piece, actually.
Gosh, he's going to be 29 this year.
Yeah, he's old.
Wow. He doesn't even have a name. Wow, that's tough. Hey, Tate, man, I hope you're watching this, bro. We do love you. It's all just jokes.
Jason Tate, if you're watching this.
Yeah, man. We love you. Oh, my gosh. We do. We appreciate you. It's just, your time's done. The time's done. But so is that it on the is there anything else that you guys noticed from the Jalen Green?
Yes.
Before we go on.
One more thing about Jalen Green's training camp. Aaron Holiday. I want to discuss Aaron Holiday because if he can play as well as he did throughout the season in the training camp videos, which I don't think he will get minutes, but I think this did prove that he does deserve minutes on the court this season just because of how good he looked.
Yes.
He looked really in shape. He looked really good. And he still looked like a really good shooter.
Regardless, he's showing that he, at minimum, belongs in the league. Right? At minimum.
He shows that he does deserve minutes with us. The problem is, I've said before that those Reed Shepherd minutes should fill Aaron Holiday's minutes that he's not going to get this season. And that's what I do want to happen. We saw a lot of good Reed Shepherd highlights, whether we're shooting, defensively, on ball, because Reed Shepherd is so good. Though he worked out with Trae Young, he started to look homeless like Jalen Green too, which means that he's been in the lab.
He's been in the lab, bro. He does not care.
Aaron Holiday also just looks so good.
Also, Ryan, you just said it. We got the stamp of approval from Trae Young, who is, one of the perennial all-stars in the league. Someone who I think has been snubbed a few times from All-NBA. Someone for his career right now is averaging like 28 and 10, by the way.
In his career, he's averaging 28 and 10?
Yes. Yeah, the last time he averaged less than, I think, 9 assists was his rookie year, where he averaged 8. Yes, this is a dog. Trae Young, yeah, he don't play licky defense. You're right. That man can't stop. And he couldn't stop a traffic cone. You're right.
And Reed Shepherd is literally just another version of Trae Young. They're pretty much the same height. They're both short point guards who shoot really well, and except Reed Shepherd's better at defense, which is even crazier.
Yeah, he got that. He got that. Reed is like, for all intents and purposes, for a general word, he's pretty thick. He's a thick man. He's got that.
Balls.
Yeah, big pause. He
Yeah.
got that. He got that weight on him a little bit. And I think he can add to his frame to become even beefier. But he's not slim. And I mean that in a good way. Like he's not skinny as hell. He got some weight.
But he also moves really well.
Yes, he is fluid.
Pause.
Very fluid.
Right, he is.
But guys, I think that's probably going to end it off here. We got a lot we got going on here, and I'm so glad we were able to talk about the regular season and in-season tournament. Finally, the schedule that ended up dropping. So be sure to comment down below. Actually, I lied right before we go. I do want to make some predictions. I want to start with Donte, man. What do you think our record is going to be at the end of the season? Full record.
All right. Record prediction.
Yes.
We won 41 games last year. So I'm going to say 47 and 39.
47 and 39. Wow. Okay. I like it. That's even
like 6 games. I think we improved by 6 games. There's no excuses for us to be 41 and 41 last year in a tough Western Conference with the team that we had. It didn't look like a 41 win team, but now that we got the coach and then we know we can compete, a couple of extra. Why not 6 wins? Why can't we get 6 more wins and to make a playing tournament? Why can't we do that? I think we can go 47. I'm gonna say 47 and 39 or 47 and 37. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say we win at least 47 games. 45. Okay. 45. I'm gonna say 45 to 47 games.
Okay, 45, 47. Okay, I like that. Brian, what you got for us?
I know how crazy it sounds. But I don't know if you saw it. Your reaction, my reaction was literally the same thing in sync. Same exact reaction. And the wow with it as well. It sounds crazy. I reacted that way. But it sounds realistic, actually. I processed it. I thought about it. I think it's realistic.
So what number exactly?
47.
47. Wow.
It's a lot.
Okay.
But just, again, Ime's a win now guy. We have Reed Shepherd coming off our bench. Amen Thompson coming off our bench. Cam Whitmore coming off our bench. Tari Eason coming off our bench. Steven Adams coming off our bench. Aaron Holiday at the back of the bench.
Don't forget Jay Shelty.
He can go be on another bench. Send him to like Minnesota or Brooklyn. But look, 47 it's possible. And I think with our minute rotation, I think Jalen Green's probably going to get around the same. I think Aaron Holiday's going to lose minutes. Reed Shepherd will pick up more.
For sure.
And then I think, sounds crazy, but I think Dylan Brooks loses minutes. And then those are split between Amen and Cam.
Yeah, so, a few minutes. Not a lot, but he's still getting like at least 26, 27 minutes a night for sure.
Right. I think, 47 it's definitely realistic.
Honestly, I think we're getting 44. I think the 3 wins is actually a huge step up. I think with Golden State, I think is the kind of like the outlier here, as well as the Spurs. The Spurs are going to sneak a few extra wins throughout the season, I think, that are going to make other teams be lower on the end. Not saying that that the Spurs are going to be phenomenal, but I do think they're going to win more than 20 games, just a few. With that being said, I do think that the Portland Trailblazers win more than 15, 16 games. I think they win a couple more games this season. Second year Scoot, I do believe in what they got going on in him. And I also do like Chris Murray. I like the Murray brothers from Iowa. And I think that Houston made a lot of good changes. But with us getting better, I think a lot of other teams got better. I think overall the Mavs are another year in cohesion. And that's just going to be something where they're going to be a little bit better. I think the Lakers are going to possibly be a little bit worse. I think the Suns probably going to stay relatively the same. But regardless, I think these 3 wins are going to put us firmly at the 8th seed. I think 44 is going to be an 8th seed. 100%.
Well, I'm just looking at our schedule again quickly. Usually a Western Conference team will play another Western Conference team 4 times. And if we don't, that means we play more against the East.
Yep.
And it looks like we do only play Dallas and Oklahoma City 3 times instead of 4. So that probably means there's a team in the East or another team in the West we just play a few extra times. So
probably the Hornets, maybe. Please.
I think that Looking at that, I think that is just another sign we can get to 47.
For sure, for sure. With that, boys, that's going to be it. Thank you guys for watching, guys, for listening. Be sure to follow the H-Town Rundown, Houston Rockets basketball podcast at the H-Town Rundown on Instagram as well as YouTube and Twitter as well. Be sure to check out my boy Donte, man. Donte, where can I find you?
Coach Donte 31 on X, Coach Donte on YouTube, and Coach Donte 5 on IG.
Yes, sir. Be sure to check him out. Also, be sure to check us out on the Round Rockets Robin. We have an episode starting at noon tomorrow to talk about all the other stuff. Ryan, man, where can we find you?
Well, you can find me at RyanDime15 on Twitter. You can find me at RyanDiamond15 on Instagram. You can find me on the H-Town Rundown podcast. You can find me on Rockets Round Robin podcast. And now y'all can find me on Rockets on Sports Illustrated.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Be sure to check all of us out. And you can follow me, your host, at DripTPs_JWD on Instagram as well as Twitter. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you all on the Round Rockets Robin tomorrow at noon. See you.